What is up, world? Today I had absolutely no idea what I should make a video on, so I reached out to some people for some help and tried to come up with some ideas, and nobody was helpful. But through some conversation I had with other people, I came up with the idea of let's talking about some transitions. You know, let's talk about changing clips from one to another and how you can do that with your GoPro while you're riding, or your camera in your hand, or different methods. So let's try it out. Well, that didn't work. Let's try it again. Ah, bitch. There we go. That finally worked. I don't know. The guy on the other side, he wasn't clapping right or something. I don't know. We were trying to get through and it just didn't work. But anyway, today we're talking about transitions and how just a little transition or a little bit of effort with the camera can go a long way in making your videos flow a lot better. So you can do transitions with the softwares. Most video editing software has a lot of options with trying to do a software transition. You can stack the footage, so that way stack the footage and then do some masking to allow certain parts of the footage to come through and others don't. You can fade out and fade in. You can do a bunch of different things to try and make your footage look to flow a lot better, so that way it isn't such a harsh cut. You know, you can take and do a hard cut on the video but move the audio over, so that way as you're exiting one video the audio is playing on the other and it's kind of rolling you in and preparing you for the next clip. There's 1,000 different things you can do with the actual software on the computer. Now, I don't want to go into a bunch of details with that because that requires screen recording and me showing you how to do it. Today I want to go into just some simple techniques with how to use camera transitions. Using camera transitions, it can definitely help you out a lot with some of your changing clips. Now, I started out learning my video transitions by watching a video that Peter McKinnon made, and it helped me out a lot with understanding the general concept behind it. Now, obviously he shoots different types of videos than a moto vlog, so I had to kind of figure out other ways to implement that. So the basic clap, right, like this, right, the basic clap, change scenes, or different, you know, the simple snap that everybody sees. So, you know, the basic snap, and we change scenes, right? So if you'll notice, my sleeve was up when we started, sleeves down when we stopped. So there's just different techniques that you can use to make different footage kind of seem like they're meant to be together. Now, one thing that I picked up learning is head movement with the helmet. So you got the GoPro here, right? And then you got head movement. So one thing that I've done a few times, sometimes it's pretty massive, sometimes it's pretty subtle. I kind of speed the clips up to make it so it is subtle, but the video flows, is I'll whip my head this way, right? That's my out of the video. So if I'm going to talk like this, we're going to roll into it. So this is me doing the head whip video. That's me coming out of it. So you'll see the sleeves on my arms changed before and after. So when you go to change the in of that scene, you want to take your head and look the other way and whip it back. I try to pair that with instantly talking about whatever the subject matter is, so that way it looks really fluid and flowy. Usually I use that for like my initial segment. You know, we're going to talk about XYZ today, let's get into it. Boom, we roll into the next scene with the helmet change. Or you could do the same thing with a head movement, and I'll kind of show you that now. I'll show you the out right now. So we're going to take to slowly look up or fastly look up, you know. So we'll go ahead and look up now. So now you'll notice that my sleeves are down and we are no longer sitting at that stoplight we were sitting at. So transitions like that definitely help break up the monotonous of just that hard cut, hard cut, hard cut. But when you are filming, you definitely got to have the plan of making those transitions. So that can be tough. It requires a little bit of planning and forethought on your side when you go to film the actual video. So there's a couple other ones that are pretty basic, like, you know, everybody uses the basic camera, the basic, you know, hand over the camera like this. Right now my visor's up and now you're there. So different people use different ways to transition different segments of their videos. Another one that I've been working on is just kind of like a mashup of you're just rapidly moving your head, no precise location. And the reason why I like this method is because you can actually, you don't have to replicate it twice. You can do it on your out or your in and roll that scene and overlap your audio, and you can easily just use the one cut. So you can do it at the very end or the very beginning, and you don't have to do it twice. So it kind of looks like this. I will record, I'll show you what it looks like from the B camera now so you can see it, and then I will show you what it looks like in reality. So, or what the actual cut will look like. So this is kind of what it looks like from the B camera, right? We're just gonna do random head shakes, and it's not gonna make any sense. It's just random. So we'll actually show you what a cut looks like that. Again, watch the arms on the sleeves. We will pull the sleeves up so that way you can see the difference. Alright, so now the sleeves are up, so you should be able to see the difference when that transition's a little more erratic. It may make some people sick, but if you speed the video up or speed ramp that video to the point to where you just get the colors of the sky and different things, it'll be hard for somebody to actually tell that what's going on. It'll help roll you into the next clip. So there's a lot of little different ideas you can do when you're riding to help make those things flow a little bit better. You know, some of the things that I've used in prior videos, which may have not made it on my YouTube account, were, you know, pouring a cup of coffee. I had this B camera actually in a coffee cup, and as I poured, you know, the coffee filled up, you got the nice noise, and then the coffee went over the top of the camera lens, which looked really good. And then an added bonus, I got super lucky. As I was pouring that coffee, the camera twisted, which gave it like a swirling feeling of the drink. So it worked out really well in my favor, and just things like that are super important. Let's take a moment to look at this sunset. It is absolutely beautiful. I hope you guys can see it. It's gorgeous. Anyway, back to what we're doing. So I guess part of the subject is, yeah, transitions are great. Use the camera as much as you can. But the other topic that's important to talk about is being able to think outside the box when trying to create these transitions. You know, most people use GoPros for moto-vlogging, and a GoPro is normally a waterproof device. They're normally pretty small, and you could put them in some weird places. So be creative. Put it in a coffee cup, you know. Put it in the tailpipe of your exhaust when you start it. Wouldn't recommend leaving it there too long, but at the end of the day, you know, you can get a unique footage, you know, of the inside of a tailpipe. Or, you know, put it in your gas spout. I wouldn't recommend that because that's pretty corrosive, but you could put it in your gas nozzle down here. You know, there's a million different options. Look, you know, another good transition that I can't really give you an example of now is riding through a dark tunnel. You could change a whole entire day, a whole entire state. You know, you could change a lot of that it would require actually both camera technique and software technique. But as you ride through the tunnel, right, the tunnel's going to get dark. It's going to change the light. So if it's a really bright day and you drive into a dark tunnel, the GoPro's going to have a hard time changing to accommodate the dark light before you get to the other side of the tunnel. So what you can do is you can kind of work off of that and then use keyframes and color grade the footage to dark, right? And then you can choose the speed of that clip and get to dark super fast or super slow. But then you can do the same thing of the opposite side, is riding out of the tunnel, right? Out of a separate tunnel in a separate location, and riding out and then color grading it back from back to where it normally was. And then you can change that scenery and get to where you're at a different location, a different day, a different outfit, hell, a different motorcycle. That would be a cool one. Different motorcycle. So there's a lot of different ideas you can do with transitions and utilizing the camera equipment you have that's already pretty basic. You know, sometimes editing transitions can be a bitch. It's a lot of work, and it's hard to get them right just because the way you filmed it just didn't really work, and trying to overlay things is just difficult and not forgiving. Well, everybody, that's the end of this video, and I hope these transition ideas kind of helped you come up with a new solution or a new idea, and maybe helps make your content a little bit better. My content's nowhere near perfect, but at the end of the day, all that matters is you do a constant effort and you try. So keep up the good work and keep trying to make those fire edits so that way we can enjoy it. And I will leave you with one little thing. This light's probably going to change, so we may just hang on a little bit longer so that way I can get this fucking bike moving before. What's going on? I know the second I shift into neutral, the light's going to change green. What's happening here? Let's do this. There it is. There it is. Okay, so you guys are all still with me. I don't typically talk at stoplights, but I don't want to fuck this up. So we are going to roll into a different scene right now. All right, watch how we do this. And we're back. Oh, that edit, that last transition you saw required a bunch of work on editing, and obviously the little bit of camera technique that was there too. That was mostly editing to bring that to light, but at the end of the day, that's a secret what I'm going to keep with me for now, and maybe I'll make another video on that another day on how to do the actual editing part. So as always, guys, I appreciate you actually watching my videos and taking part in the creativity that I bring to you. So as always, leave me a thumbs up and subscribe if you're not already subscribed. Have a good day. Later.